Hello. My name is Miss Maggie, and I'm a multimillionaire in the making. So far, this has been a very interesting week for me because I've been fulfilled. I've been hanging out with friends, just channeling partnership and working on my relationships this week. But I didn't get shit done for work.
I got nothing done.
And I'm gonna be honest. Just because, I have to be honest, right? I will say this week has been a beautiful week nonetheless. But again, I need to realign myself and kind of realign my routine, my schedule, kind of lock back in. I'm so horrible at multitasking. I don't know how I'm gonna do this video without it having any cuts in it. The theme of my video diaries is that I don't want there to be any cuts. Doing a little get ready with me because I kind of want this video to revolve around, the theme of the video to revolve around the concept Anyways, I wanted this video to revolve around the aspect of always having to look good, always having to look your best self. You always have to present yourself and looking good to attract what you want, what you desire. So, there's this saying you look good, you feel good, and I think that's 100% true, because if I'm going to work in PJs, I'm more inclined to be lazy and I'm gonna start with my sunscreen. I use this Korean sunscreen for my face called Haru Wonder, and this is my best friend. Presenting yourself, right? Making sure that you are presenting yourself in the best way possible, because if you go to work into PJs, you're less inclined to actually do the work. You're less inclined to feel focused. If you go out to the bar and you're just wearing, as a woman who likes to dress up and actually, put on a show, I don't see myself wearing jeans and sneakers to a bar or yoga pants, unless it's a part of the style. I don't see myself doing that because I want to feel good. I want to feel presentable. Everything that I do, everywhere that I go, I'm looking for opportunities. I'm looking for an opportunity to talk to a stranger. Looking for an opportunity to make money. I'm looking for an opportunity to meet the love of my life. I'm looking for an opportunity to make a new best friend. I'm looking for an opportunity to learn about something, to create a partnership. I think the way that we come off nowadays is very important, because that's how people, and that's not to say put in the effort to look good to people please, or because you care what other people think, but mostly because you care about what you think about yourself. And that's how people will interpret you, because you know what you think about yourself, and so you dress a certain way, you speak a certain way, you talk a certain way, and therefore will kind of help someone else interpret you the way you interpret yourself, even if they don't. But what I'm trying to say is my style, for example, is very, or the style that I want to emulate more is very classy and elegant, very simple, minimalistic. That helps me feel good about myself. It helps me achieve my goals a lot better. I feel because I'm very focused. As much as I do procrastinate sometimes, as much as I do lollygag every now and then, I'm a very focused, my head is always on one thing at a time. Even though I have multiple tabs open, it's always this has to get done at some point. This one thing has to get done. And that's usually with work or with business. I'm always thinking something has to shake, I do like to present myself as a little bit more mature, because the conversations I want to have with people, I want it to be mature. Always going back to what I was saying before, is I do want to present myself as a little bit more elegant and, classy, because I want to attract more elegance into my life. I want to attract beauty into my life, and that's how That's how I see things. 2:48 right now, middle of the day. I woke up at like 12 because I did go to sleep pretty late. And actually, I need to talk about that. Let me talk about my week. So my week has been pretty, what's today, the 21st? My week has not been the most productive. And I don't want to give myself crap for that, because I've been in those situations where I never really had a productive week. And I'll feel so bad. I'll be like, Maggie, like, why did you do this? Like, I'm a horrible person. I could have done more. But lately I see it's like time, kind of like whatever happens, happens. And I always have another chance and another opportunity to be a better version of myself. So this week has been more of like a learning opportunity for me, teaching me like how how I can operate, and how I can't operate in certain spaces. This week, Monday or Sunday, went to a festival, super fun, but came home pretty late. And then Monday was more like a rest day, reflection day. Was a pretty important day for me, so I just like allowed that day to just be what it was. I didn't want to do too much because it was a pretty important day. Tuesday was St. Patrick's Day. God damn it. It was a lot this week. Tuesday was St. Patrick's Day, and I went out with my homegirls. That night ended on a pretty interesting note. The next day couldn't really like wake up and do anything because I wasn't home. But then I went home, and then I went to hang out with one of my homegirls, and we just talked a little bit, which was great. And then after that, I went to hang out with another friend. Gosh, I don't remember the last time like I really slept in my bed besides like yesterday. Probably the day before. What I'm saying is like I have not been really focused. Went to hang out with another friend, spent the next entire day with them, which was great. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And this is what I mean, like it's fulfilling. It's very fulfilling because I do like being around people, and I'm actually not around people quite often. So when I do get the chance to do that, I want to take it, because you know, it can be a little bit lonely sometimes, and sometimes you just need a friend. That was Thursday. And then Friday went home and I ran some errands. Friday was like my self-care day. Did a little bit of waxing. I dyed my hair, by the way. Do need to like style it though, and I will this weekend. Dyed my hair, did some self-care. Wanted to do my nails, just didn't have enough time. And then I went to the mall with same homegirl I hung out with on Wednesday, I think. This mall here, this particular mall in San Diego, is so beautiful. If you know, you know. It's where all like the high fashion stores are. And while I was there, it got me thinking about what I was going to talk about in this video. She was saying how she went into a store one time and she wanted to buy some glasses, some expensive glasses, but the people in the store were kind of like dubbing her, if that makes sense, where like still marketing, but they were kind of insinuating that she couldn't afford the glasses. I'm not saying she dressed up any like particular way. Nothing wrong with good old-fashioned t-shirt and jeans, right? Or just like regular clothes. But they were insinuating, you know, saying, oh, like, let me know what your budget is. These glasses might be a little bit too pricey, etc., etc. And I was thinking, like, I mean, I get it. Because when you go into these, like, luxury stores, when you wear certain clothes or certain accessories, certain people speak to you a different type of way. They look up to you. They are a magnet to you. They are attracted to you. And I'm not saying everyone should do that, because not everyone will feel elevated in that regard. Not everyone will feel like their best selves. But I will say, for me, as someone who loves to feel good about herself, wants to feel good about herself, I'm gonna go the extra mile every day to make sure that I'm showing up as my best self. And that's what I want to do. And I realized with my schedule, and all of this ties into my schedule. I realized my schedule has been a little bit off because my routine has been a little bit off, because my rituals have been a little bit off. I'm in a season right now where there are certain things that are difficult for me to do because I just don't have the accessibility. I just don't have the funds. I don't have that's just the honest truth of it. But it shouldn't stop me from still feeling good about myself and still working, because that would be an excuse, and I don't want to continue using excuses. But at the end of the day, my routine has been off. My rituals have been off because of quote unquote excuses that I have. And waking up and doing like a little bit of a touch up on my face, making sure I'm wearing a more professional outfit during the day, that was one of my rituals that would make me feel good. That would make me feel like I'm about to conquer the day and get my day started. Because it's not about just how I look, but it's about how I feel and how I present myself, the confidence that I have. And that's what I've been lagging on. Because I didn't have something to be excited for every morning, which was getting my makeup done, looking good, also like maybe grabbing a cup of coffee, going to sit at a cafe, like all these little things. It doesn't have to be big things, but maybe waking up and doing a little bit of yoga and stretching. All these little things I haven't been able to do. Making yourself presentable in a way that's attributed to the laws of nature is like you kind of have to make yourself attractive in order to attract the things that you want. So like it's an energy thing, you know? I don't know too much about physics, but I do know that certain atoms are attracted to other certain atoms, and like protons and neutrons, like there's a connection there. There's a charge that automatically happens. Your opportunities are going to be in a certain position waiting for you to look the part so that it can just come to you. You don't have to chase it. You just attract it because of the way you look, because of the way you think, because of the way that you work, because of the being able to go the extra mile. So you got to go that extra mile in your appearance, in your routine, in your day-to-day life. Even go the extra mile with relationships with people, being of service for people, so that there's this like automatic like knowing like, oh, I can trust this person, I can depend on that person, they did this for me, I will do this for them. That when I tell you everything is so connected, like you just have to be willing to listen and take guidance from your inner guides, your ancestors, from the universe, from God, because the answers are right in front of your face. The answer has been right in front of my face this week. It's taught me that I do need to go the extra mile, not just for myself, not just for other people, but in how I interact in my day-to-day. Like, what are my rituals that keep me grounded and keep me focused? What are my rituals that keep me present in myself? So that's what I'm doing here right now. It's, again, middle of the day. Okay, I promise it's not gonna look this ashy, because I feel like I look so ashy right now. I've learned about this week and what I want to continue, I can still have fun. I can still create balance for myself. You know, I am going to grind, yes, but I'm also going to create space for myself, for my friends, for the energy and the willingness to like explore and be adaptive. Like I want to do that. That's what I want. I'm not gonna like put myself in this like grind mentality, hustle mentality, do work all day, go to bed, work all day, go to bed. Like that just simply doesn't work with me. Like my body, like it's saying I want to work, but I also need to explore. I need to be creative. And so, yeah, that's what I've learned. But what I need to implement now, moving forward, is a consistent regime that, like, non-negotiables. There it is. I need to have a consistent non-negotiable routine. What I need to start doing is handling my business on an adult level. Like, I have non-negotiables. If I need to get this work done, it's going to get done. Okay, I look cute. Makeup looks good. It looks good. I'm gonna take my time moving forward to really pour into my look because I think that's very important. I think that's extremely important. And I'm beautiful with or without doing that nonetheless. But it's just more so being present and intentional with my time. And I think as a woman who has been trying for a long time to really tap into her femininity, I think it's very beautiful and important, and we shouldn't see it as any more vain than, we think it is. I think beauty is not vain at all. Just look at everything around us. Like, God intentionally made it beautiful for a reason. Took his time. 7 days is pretty fast, but no, he took his time. So why shouldn't we take our time with ourselves? Or that with like the things that we do, the partnerships, work, the care for ourselves. So yeah, and that's how I see it.